who know little bit good idea on CSS. This is not React JS. This is ordinary CSS. Anybody who know minimum CSS, they know all this. How to put mouse over effects and all. How do we put this effect only on mouse over? You know, you have to apply. You have to apply on hover na, on hover. What is advantage of that? On mouse over only, it will display that. That's basic. So see, React like developers cannot say I don't know CSS. That's like big joke. Why? Because who is React developer? A very high level advanced front end developer. And you say that I don't know CSS, it's like joke. That means you are cracking a big joke. Like what you are talking, right? So you cannot say that I will write very complicated React code, but I don't know CSS, Bootstrap. Then you are not fit as a React developer, right? So because that's what we expect from a front end developer. Okay. Just I'm giving some option here. Padding also I will give a 5 pixel little just to highlight it. Just to highlight, we can show this. Why I showed you this example, just to make you understand how we use mouse hover. That means on mouse over, we want some actions to perform. Then we use this kind of things. Actually, in real-time websites, they use lot of plugins. Like if you see Flipkart, they use Zoom plugin. What it will do is when you move the image mouse over the image, it will zoom it at that particular area. That cannot be done with only CSS. You need some special plugins for that. Such advanced level animations I will explain later. After learning some styling and events, I will explain such advanced level animations later. They are all little high level advanced animations. You can add them in React, right? So the point is, this is to understand how to use hover, mouse over, how we can perform the functionality. This is one small concept I explained. You can do lot of things. You can change the product category here anytime. Suppose what I am doing, I am not looking for jewelry. I am using suppose electronics. That means you can see it is going to display all electronic products here. It will load all electronic products. It will show them because that API have different category of products. Different category of products. So I can change this as jewelry and it will get me the jewelry products and display which category. Later, if you want, you can put a drop down and you can ask user to select category. User selects category, only those category products will load. How do we do that? That means I want user to select a category also dynamically. I want user to select a category. Then you should use little bit logical thing. Now see what we will do. Suppose in this panel at the top, I will put a div. I will put a drop down. And here what I am doing is I am giving a class as form select. And here we will put a label as select category. And this is actually, we have a class form label. Now we can see, I will give this inside the column. That is better. Huh? I will keep this inside the column. Here I will add it. Okay. Inside the left column. Then it will be like this. You can see here the category drop down is there. Now what is our job is display all the categories here. Display all the categories here. So how to display all the categories is to display all the categories. So we will create another constant categories. categories and equal to set categories is equal to use state. Categories is an empty array. It's a simple string array. So it is a normal string array. Okay. Better don't write like this, because now what is the logic here is this category name is not fixed. Na? The category name will be changing. So little bit change we will do in the logic. What is it? I will create here first two functions. One function is what? Load categories. What it should do? It should load all the categories. How to load all categories? Axios.get https fakestore.api.com slash what products slash what categories. It is going to read all the categories. Dot then on successful response, what it should do? Set categories response dot data and load categories. At the time of mounting, load all the categories. So it is going to load all categories. Okay, after loading categories, observe I need to display the categories here in the drop down. So what we need to do in this drop down, we need to define categories dot map, read every category. For every category, we need to generate an option, and option requires a key. What is the key? Key is category. Option requires a value. Value is also category. And option requires a text. Text is also category. But this category name I will put in two uppercase. That means it will convert to uppercase and show all the category names. It is going to display there. All the category names it is going to display there. Actually, it is starting with electronics, but I want to show all. I want to show all. Then what we should do here, you see, this is loading all the categories. In their categories list, they don't have all option. Actually, they are having only electronics, jewelry, this. And if you want to add any one item into array, you know how to add. Before setting how to add response dot data, that is an array. Into that I will use unshift. You know unshift, na? What is unshift? It will add a new element into array as a first item. That means we will use all, unshift all. Then you can see it is going to add that all as first item here. As first item here. Now, when I click here, when I click electronics, only electronics should come. When I click jewelry, only jewelry should come. That means we should display only the products that belong to that category. So here we want to implement that logic. Then what we have to do, tell me which event is used here. We have to use an on change event, because when value is changing, we have to collect the value and use it. So we will do one more thing here. We will use a function load products. Okay. What this load products is expecting is, it is expecting a category name. That means whenever you call load products, you mention category, it will load only that category. Okay. How to load only that category related products? We will use Axios dot what? Get. https colon double slash fakestore api.com slash what products slash category name. Category name is dynamically coming from category name parameter. Am I right? This is a JavaScript string binding expression. We are using backtick. Dot then on success, what we have to do? Response, and the set products is response dot what data. Okay, now what should happen at the time of loading? At the time of loading, what we will do is, at the time of loading, we will use load products. Means we are using load products, at the time of mounting. By default, it should load all products. Then how to get all products? HTTP. Just here we have to give the category name. Na? We need to pass the category name. So we need a condition like this. What is the condition? Here we will do one more change. What is the change? We will write a condition here. Let's remove the logic. If what is it? Category name is equal to what is it? All. If category name is all, load all categories. If category name is not all, then load only that category. That means if category name is all, then load all the categories. How to load all the categories? We have to use what? We need to load all categories. That means what we have to do? Axios.get http colon double slash fakestoreapi.com/ what products. It is going to load all the products, then response, and we have to set products. What is it? Response dot what? Data. Otherwise, if the category name is mentioned, it should load only that category related products. This is our previous logic. That means if they select all, load all products. If they select any category, load only category related products. At the time of mounting, we will call load products and we will pass all. That means what it is going to do initially, it is going to load all the categories there and display all of them. It is going to show all of them. If many are there, you can make it scrollable, up and down scrollable you can do. Generally, if many are there, how you can make scrollable? Left side, you know how to make this area scrollable. Huh? How to make this area scrollable? We will put a style. So sorry, this is the div. Actually, this is another division. Huh? This is another division. Okay. For this div, I will give a style as height. Height is suppose 400 pixel. After that, we will put a class overflow. Overflow as what? Auto. That means what happens if there are many, I can scroll them and watch them. If there are many, I can just scroll and watch them. So that is generally done by using overflow. We can do that. Right? I will keep it 500 looks okay. Okay. So this looks okay. Now what is the point? When I move the mouse onto it, its preview will come here. Already that logic is working, right? Now what is the concept? Here user will select a category called jewelry. Only jewelry should come. Right? Only jewelry should load here. But it is not showing because still we haven't written on change. We have to write on change na? On change, collect the category name and load only the products that belong to the category. So how to write the event? So we need to write one more function. What is it? Handle category change. Suppose I am writing handle category change. How to collect the category name? By using E. That means now what we have to do? Load products. Which category related products? We have to pass the category name. Category name is coming from E dot target dot what? Value. And this will fire up every time when you are changing the drop down. So here you have to use which one? On change. We have to use on change. We have to handle category change. That means what will happen now? By default, all products will come. I select electronics, only electronics will come. I select here jewelry, only jewelry will come. I select men's clothing, only men's clothing will come. And I move the mouse and the preview will come. Right? On mouse over, I am just showing preview. I can show price. I can show so many details. It's not just only image. I can show so many details about that product. Right? Initially, I'm just using that information. This is basically done by using mouse events. These are all different category products we are having. This is an example to show you how mouse events are used. And in this additionally, I am using data, not my own, the data coming from an API. Later in next levels, we will create our own data. We will create our own data, we will keep the data and we will use it. But initially to understand these examples, we are using ready-made data. And here I used only one option. What is it? So that is event, mouse event. And what is the mouse event we are using here? Mouse over. On mouse over, I am doing. We can add lot of effects. We can add lot of effects. For example, let's see, means how we can use the effects. For example, this product must rotate, it must zoom in, zoom out. We want to do some animations and effects. We can add them. We can add such effects and use them. Let's see another example. Actually, these type of examples you can try same in JavaScript, but it will take more lengthy logic because get element by ID, query selector, store them in references. It takes time. Here little better. It is little simple in presenting them, reading them and using them. This is one example how we use the mouse event. I just showed one event. What is it? Mouse over. How we can handle mouse over. And I will copy this example. This is one example of mouse over. This is mouse over related one example. I'm giving one example how we can handle mouse. Now let's see one more, mouse down, mouse up, how we can handle little bit different animations and effects. For example, let's create one. Let's see how this mouse down, mouse up can be used. Hover means out, means when mouse is over, that is over. When mouse is out, we call it as what? Out. Down up means when you hold down the button, you can do some actions. When you release the button, you can do. Okay, let's create one animation using mouse and see. Let's see how we can do that. For example, when you created React project, first time when you run React project, you have seen a React logo revolving na? We will create that. We can create easily. So how we can make that revolving? How to increase and decreasing that revolving speed if you want to control the speed. On mouse down, it should rotate speed. Mouse up, it should again stop. We will control that. Let's see. I will create. I will create another here. I will add. Actually, for this, I used a CSS also. Na? I will copy that CSS code also for you. This is which file? This is mouse demo JSX. Another file is mouse demo.css. In that I just added the basic CSS code. Let's see another example. For example, let's see. I will go to components. I will give a folder logo animation. Okay. I'm adding a new file logo animation.jsx. This is again I am explaining how to use a different mouse event, right? Export function logo animation. Okay, so it is going to return a simple container. We will put as what? Container fluid. That is the animation we are adding. So here we will put a logo here. This is logo animation. Okay, that is ready. And we will put one image here. We will keep one image in that location. Let's do that. You see, actually, in assets, there is a React SVG. This is React logo. I will copy it. I will copy that. Okay. I will copy that assets. Okay. And I will go to public folder. Copy and paste into this public folder. Into that I am posting. That is an SVG file, react.svg. Okay. We'll keep that in that page. So this we will keep in the center screen. How to keep in center screen, you already know. Deflex, justify content center, align item center, and the style height. We have to give how much? Height is 100 VH, viewport height. And here there is an image, and the image source is, it is react.svg, svg, and you can see, and React image is there. I will just keep the width is suppose 200 and height also 200, so that we are giving width and height. I want this to revolve. That's what they have done in their project when we saw that. Okay, how to make it revolve? I will add a CSS file, logo animation dot what? CSS. In this logo animation CSS, you know how to make it revolve. You can add keyframes now. I hope you learned keyframes, spin, and what is it from? Initial state, transform, rotate is how many? 0 degree, and 2, transform, rotate how many degree? 360 degree. Okay, this we need to apply to that image, and that we need to control, we need to change. So let's see how to apply. So we are creating a constant animation object, set animation object. Okay, in that we need to define a key value collection, because styles are applied as keys and values. What is the animation name? Tell me. We have to use the key animation name. Animation name is which one? Spin. Okay, animation duration. Animation duration how much? 2 seconds. 2 seconds is the animation, or 5 seconds is animation duration. How to apply keyframes, you know, in CSS. Animation timing, animation iteration count. Iteration count is infinite. And we have animation timing function. These are all keywords. They are not my own words, CSS keywords. Animation timing function is linear. Linear is animation timing function. Okay, this animation object I need to apply to image. So image uses a style. Style is coming from which object? Animation object. Then you can see it should start that animation and display. Some problem? Animation. Acha, we haven't imported. We have to import. Which one? /logo animation dot what? CSS. We have to import the CSS. Now you can see it is rotating. That is the animation it is having. Iteration count is not defined. Animation iteration count infinite. It will be continuously rotating. That is continuously rotating. That's what actually React people have in their main screen when you started the project, right? And it is not simply some GIF file. It is a plain normal image. They added some effects, animations. Now what is our point is, when I hold down the mouse button, the rotation